Hello and welcome to Lunchtime Politics on Channels Television. I'm Millicent Walker. On the news this hour, the umpire has warned against electoral fraud and malpractices as INEC chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu says they have discovered aliens in voter register and will arrest anyone who tries to subvert the process. Professor Soyinka has alerted the nation on what he describes as stalking of impunity. And the politics of Kwara State heats up with the APC and PDP accusing each other in the battle for the soul of the state. Welcome everyone to Lunchtime Politics. Now, Nobel laureate Professor Soyinka is concerned about the roles played by some members of the judiciary in recent events in the country, particularly the ongoing trial of Justice Walter Onoge. Professor Soyinka, who expressed his thoughts in a statement titled "Trivialize Corruption, Neutralize Justice," also believes that impunity appears to have taken over the country and he's laying the blame at the doorstep of politicians. In his words, quote, "Our lawyers appear to be confused about what their role should be when confronted with the scepter of impropriety within their own guild. Note, I do not even say corruption, impropriety will do for now," end of quote. The Nobel laureate, however, cautions that Nigerians should be on red alert as such atrocities have now become synonymous with election periods in the country, recalling how the nation's former Justice Minister, Chief Bola Ige, was killed close to an election year. He says, quote, "This nation needs no reminding that, yes, indeed, the rule of law must prevail and constitutionality must not be trivialized. Neither, however, must criminality, or else history merely repeats itself in increasingly dismal accents." Although Nobel laureate, however, applauds a group of lawyers he refers to as the Reformist Council, who have taken it upon themselves to clear the rot in the judiciary. Now, let's get some perspectives to what Professor Soyinka said in the statement. I'm now being joined on Lunchtime Politics by the head of Transparency International Nigeria and the executive director of CISLAC, Mr. Awal Rafsanjani. It's good to have you, especially face-to-face on the program. We're always talking over the screen just behind me here.
Yeah.
Well, looking at what Professor Soyinka has said, I mean, are you in agreement with it?
There's no way any human rights activist, who is concerned with the constitutionalism, with the rule of law, with, human rights, defendant, will not be in agreement, with, Professor Soyinka. He has seen this, for a long time, and he has warned the nation, he has warned the political class in the country that there's no way, we can actually make any progress if rule of law is not, obey and comply with. There's no way, if there's a continuation of disregard, of rule of law and court orders and due process in the way, in a manner in which, government and politicians, they do their business. Whatever good intention, government, has, if it has not done this, on the basis of rule of law and constitutionalism, it will be a serious concern.
But would you lay the blame on the doorstep of politicians or the judiciary?
Well, I think, we already, know that there has been a problem, in our judicial system. And of course, the politician now capitalizing on that, deficiency of integrity, they also perpetuate, their act of impunity. So both the judiciary as an institution and also the government, some of them, they also connive to perpetuate this act of impunity and, unconstitutionality in the way and manner in which they run the country. And we, the citizens, we are the losers, because any country that is not run on the basis of constitutionalism, on the basis of rule of law, on the basis of respect for dignity, then, whatever good intention you have, it can be questionable.
He asked the question, or he made a comment, and that's Professor Soyinka. He said that the ethical imperative has gone missing, and this was in the overall collective voice of the Nigerian Bar Association over the suspension of Justice Walter Onoge. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, because, if your member is found guilty or he has been indicted for one issue or the other, rather than just blindly support the person, you should actually interrogate and investigate.
But that's it. Now he hasn't been found guilty.
No. What I'm saying, if there is even an allegation, that touches the integrity, of your member, you shouldn't just do solidarity, support, especially when issues are now being before cut. And I'm saying that the same thing also with the arm of the executive. What some of the people within the executive are also doing is basically the same thing with what some of the people who are supporting the wrongdoings of individuals, whether within the judiciary or within the executive or within the legislature. All I'm saying is that there's no way we can really be respected even globally if all that we do is to be blindly supporting the executive or supporting the judiciary or legislature without properly interrogating and investigating the merit and demerit of their cases. I think rather than just blindly supporting anybody, whether it is in the executive or in the judiciary, what Nigerians and right-thinking people should do is to look at what are the problems, what are the cases. Did we also follow the due process? Did we also do the right thing? These allegations, are they just politically motivated to undermine and truncate the integrity of individual? That's what I think we should be doing, not just to go and be supporting either the executive or Mr. President or the judiciary and any other.
Let's look. You mentioned the executive. Let's look at the executive. I mean, the president made this decision in a series of tweets and said this was the step he was taking to suspend Justice Walter Onnoghen. Do you think the timing was right? I mean, he has said he is fighting corruption. Do you believe that he is?
My own take on this is that, if there's any genuine allegation against anybody, I think, irrespective of timing, we should be able to look at the issue passionately, with due, through the constitutional framework, through the legal framework, to see whether, the allegation against an individual is actually genuine. If it is not genuine, then, I think the government should actually even render apology after investigation is concluded and the person is found not, guilty of the offense being, leveled against him or her. And, while talking about the timing, one will say, yes, of course, why should we wait, until now when it is about election for this to happen? But I think, again, it's just the function of our, weak institutions and everything that we do in this country, rather than looking at it passionately from the, rule of law, from the, benefit of the fact that, we need to ease out corruption from our own, country.
We'll come back. We'll come back to you.